Hello. It's Red Robot here, and we're playing some Pyro, looking at the gunmetal changes on this map, Sweden. So let's talk about the Detonator first, the weapon that I'm trying out right now. So they slightly increased blast jump height when doing a Detonator jump. Alright, I always felt that the Detonator jumps were a little bit small for the cost of health. But it didn't seem like they really increased them by that much. I know that there are some really annoying places that you just couldn't get to with the Detonator. I guess now you can. I didn't really detonate jump too much in this gameplay, so it's kind of hard to tell. What else did they change? They increased the blast radius from 92 hammer units to 110. That's really cool. It means you can pick up a few more people in your explosions. And also, this one's really key, detonated explosions now deal mini-crit burning targets rather. So I really make use of this later on. I'm able to get a whole people on fire on the point, and then from long range deal pretty decent mini crit damage on them all. It's not like the flare gun where you're like pretty much assassinating one person with a 90 damage crit shot, but it's more like you're just chipping away at everyone on the point, and you can see the damage numbers everywhere. It's pretty insane. I'm really huffing up my team. What else do they do to it? They also increased the damage penalty to minus 25%, so you're doing a little bit less damage. And they increased the self damage penalty from 25% to 50%. So that means that you're doing a little bit more damage to yourself on detonator jumps. So I'm thinking, is that why you jump higher? Because you take more damage from it? Did they actually change like the amount of height you took, or did they just make it hurt you more? I'm not sure. Now I never would have charged this heavy if I didn't have a medic with me. Okay, that was a calculated decision. And I'm not a fan of those laser beams, so I'm going to run around in the back. I usually not a big fan of playing Pyro with the flare guns. I never really liked them before now. I usually play shotgun Pyro. I feel really comfortable with the shotgun because of all the time I play Scout. It's a really reliable weapon. Has a lot more consistent DPS than the flare guns, but I actually had a blast playing with the two changed flare guns. As you can see with the the power jack rather change coming into action. The power jacks reduced health on kill from 75 HP to 25 HP. Possibly could have survived if I had the old health. I really like the change to the power jack because it feels like the power jack is really the only melee worth using. Other than something like the home wrecker to support an engineer, the power jack's speed boost is just so valuable. Anything that increases your speed in a game like TF2 is just so good. It's really one of the most important parts of the game. As you can see, letting a pyro just run past into my medic, no worries at all. It's really, I actually started recording this halfway through the game. I wish I didn't, because I did some really good stuff the first half. I forgot to hit start record. It was really frustrating. The detonators, with the larger explosion radius, it's really good for harassing snipers long range. They really don't like the flinching when they're trying to line up headshots on you. The detonator is especially good on a map like Sweden because the point and the enemy spawn are just, the point's a little bit raised, so there's a bit of a break in sightline, but the detonator's arc can kind of curve over that, and you can shoot pretty much anyone in the long line between spawns, which is really great. As you can see, just lighting everyone up on the point. Of course, soldiers have to come and ruin my fun. I feel like I'm doing quite a bit of work supporting my team using the detonator. I think it's a lot stronger than it used to be, which is great because it was really outclassed by the flare gun and only really useful for flare jumps. Now they've kind of made it better at what it was already best at, and better at just being a normal flare gun as well and a harass weapon. Now moving on to the Scorch shot, and this thing important I have to note, they recently changed it right before I uploaded this video so that the Scorch shot has reduced height on blast jumps. I think you'd still be able to make jumps like this that I just did, but you definitely can't go as high anymore. As you can see, it's great for spy checking. The increased knockback on... Actually, I should just say what it does first. I don't want to confuse things. So it has a reduced damage penalty from minus 50% to minus 35%. So you're doing more damage. Great. Has increased knockback on burning targets. You'll see that demonstrated later on. It's really quite a powerful tool. They increased the blast radius from flares from 92 ham units to 110 ham units, just like the detonator. And hits and explosions always mini crit burning targets, and that's really important because the Scorch shot has such a pathetic damage output in its last form that it was really only worth using for the knockback. Now that the knockback's been increased even more on burning targets, it's starting to look like an actually useful weapon in some situations, which is great. Unless you're going for the, oh, look at this, saving the point, giving my life up. Oh, what a hero. Unless you're using it for the awesome taunt kill, which I would understand. So yeah, I actually got a really fun gameplay with the Scorch shot on Powerhouse here. It's a weapon I really never expected to find myself enjoying, but the amount of harass you can do with these new mini crits, the new knockback, it's really quite useful, and I was super surprised. I'm not sure if it's like better than the flare gun, but I'm starting to think like, oh, look at all these 90 damage flares I could have hit. Yeah, but I'm not hitting every one of these Scorch shots. Quite a lot of them are just, you know, hitting the ground and still getting the mini crits and the knockback, which is so strong. Now you see me pushing out, back to grab Mettle again. This is actually a gameplay where we just get crushed at Mettle and we make a bit of a comeback, which is pretty fun. You see me meeting a scout rather, in the door there. Quite an awkward situation. The luckiest reflect of all time. I did not time that at all. Just the ability to juggle players around with both the air blast and the Scorch shot is really cool, and something I make use of more later on in the gameplay as well. As you can see, I've actually got a medic that will heal me too, just like the last one. Maybe that's why I'm finally doing well as Pyro. I just have a medic up my butt the whole time. Are you ready for the dumbest thing I did in this entire game? You ready for it? Ready for it? Scout jumps in the water. What to do? I can't hit him with any of these weapons. Better just run at him, make myself vulnerable to damage. In my defense, I heard that crit swing hit him, okay? It must have just been lag or something, I don't know. Moving back out, we grabbed Mettle, and now we just got to get last. Jumping across the middle, pretty unnecessary, honestly. It is a shame they nerfed the Scorch shots damage, knockback on yourself, so you can't do such big jumps. But at the same time, it was sort of the Detonator's thing, and it was unfair for the Scorch shot to have it as well. I'm constantly making use of all the health on this map. It's really useful. Blue's trying to grab the point again. Just gonna knock that knock that pyro away and get rid of the medic. And I do not want to deal with that flog pyro. And here I make use of the knockback pretty well. I managed to juggle a few people at once away from me, both on fire. They're both forced to jump into the water, which is pretty hilarious. I wonder if using the Neon Annihilator would be worth it on this map. I was actually thinking about that because so many people jump into water to avoid my flames. I mean, the midpoint is the point at which there's the most fighting, and it might actually be a place with the Neon Annihilator. If I could Scorch jump in with the Neon Annihilator and hit them, it'd pretty much be a guaranteed kill. I've got to try that out sometime. Yeah, I don't want to have any part in all those players. And here's me teasing this demon man. Don't do this. This is bad what I'm doing. Okay, don't steal his health and then say thanks. He responds with a negative voice command, and I'm not surprised. I feel ashamed. I feel awful. I swear, pretty much all of the reflects I'm getting in this gameplay have just been 100% accidental, and it's the main reason I'm doing so well. For some reason, I think the medic popped fire resist then, but he died, so I guess he didn't. I don't know. I'm picking up a lot of kills, but I'm just not paying attention with the Scorch shot. I never really realized how well I'm doing with it. It's quite an interesting weapon. Whole bunch of nothing happening, it seems, just moving back into their lobby, setting all their snipers on fire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure snipers are hating the changes to the Scorch because it makes it so easy to harass them. And not only, like, it was always easy for harassing snipers, but now it does increased knockback and mini crits, which means that they're going to have such a bad time. Then again, anything that makes snipers' jobs a little bit harder makes me happy. Now here's a part of the gameplay I really wanted to include. I had a slightly shorter game with the Scorch shot where we just won really quickly, but it's this point here that I really want to demonstrate what you can kind of do with the Scorch shot now. It's kind of ridiculous. The amount of, look at how many people are on fire and then taking mini crit damage, And every time I shoot, I'm pretty much getting someone else. That soldier, there's probably health around, but he just gives up on life. The medic's getting knocked all around. That soldier's getting mini crit. It's pretty insane. Once you've got a high ground like this, of course the quick fix Pyro, I can't knock him back, so I'm out of there, pulling out the power jack for the speed boost. Now I'm the one with an Uber. I'm expecting this medic's gonna pop on me as I go in. He does, but then he lets go of me, which makes it take a rocket to the face, and then the overdose needles like nearly kill me. Then he flashes me back on. Thanks, medic. Jeez, what were you doing? And I'm going in for last point, getting confused by the symmetrical map, going the wrong way, and managed to knock all these pyros back. My medic dies valiantly, but managed to rotate around. And great, sniped again. Thanks, Liam, ruining my day. Anyway, my teammates don't let my sacrifice go to waste and grab the point. And it's weird because I'm actually having lots of fun playing Pyro. It's such a kind of a different way to play than with the shotgun, and I really enjoyed it. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I talk about the Demo Man changes, or pretty much the Demo Night changes. It's really fun. I'll see you guys then.